So we're going to wrap up our first session presentations here. So let's spend a few minutes talking about the teaching team, the organization of the course, and how we'll work together to make this a productive and rewarding experience. This is, we call this information about the course, or metadata. So let's start with your teaching team for this fall 2020 term. Again, as you know by now, certainly, I'm your instructor, and I'm from Flint, Michigan. I received my bachelor's and master's degrees in electrical engineering from University of Michigan College of Engineering. I worked for Bell Labs out in New Jersey for a number of years, 7 years. I started a company out there, which I sold several years later. I did some volunteer work, so on and so forth. I started teaching here in Center for Entrepreneurship in 2012, and I created this course in 2015. I recorded a video that's about 9 minutes long to tell you about my own entrepreneurial journey, and you can find that toward the end of the session 1 page. So I'm happy to be back teaching the course again this fall, even considering all the extenuating circumstances. Fun fact about me, I once played The Wiz in the musical The Wiz. Not on Broadway, but 50 miles away from Broadway. And the other thing is, I'm kind of a ham. I love to sing, and I've done a fair amount of that over the years, not as much lately. So my partner in crime here with this course is my buddy Mr. Reggie Barnett. He's been volunteering for years, helping me with my courses here in the Center for Entrepreneurship. Reggie is also from Flint. He went to Notre Dame. We won't hold that against him. He got a MBA and a law degree from Duke University. Worked for IBM Corporation for a bunch of years. Started his own business, wireless infrastructure company called Wireless Resources some years ago. And he works with me also in the Urban Entrepreneurship Initiative. I've known Reggie since grade school. I grew up on 6th Street in Flint. Reggie's family lived on 7th Street, just around the corner. So we go way back. And fun facts about Reggie. Reggie was the starting defensive back on the Notre Dame National Championship football team in 1973. And he also, some years earlier, was the horseshoe pitching champion in Flint, Michigan, in the Canada-USA games. We call it the Canusa games. So why take this urban entrepreneurship course? You should take this course if you want to know about and practice some of the methods and strategies required to create a sustainable for-profit business that addresses an important urban community need. If you want to be able to change a community for the better through entrepreneurship, that's a really solid reason for taking this course, because that's what the course is all about. But also, if you want to be able to analyze or assess or appreciate an urban-focused business, you might want to invest in such a business at some point in the future, or just understand what these businesses are about, what's going on in your community. So that's another reason. You might be interested in serving as a leader or a team member in an entrepreneurial business setting. Might have nothing to do with urban community work, but this course will help you in that regard as well. So those are a few good reasons. I'm sure there may be others. If you have another reason that we didn't have here for taking the course, let us know, and we'll try to make sure that we give you what you want to get out of this course to help you. So there are several key learning objectives associated with the course, and if you master them, you'll be in a great position to assume a role as a leader or a team member in an entrepreneurial venture, and you'll have a good understanding of what it takes to succeed as an entrepreneur. Perhaps most important, you'll understand the process of creating a business that is designed to improve the quality of life in an urban community or any community. So these learning objectives, I'm not going to read them all the way through, but you're going to engage with an urban community and an entrepreneur who is working in that community. That's one of the key things, objectives of this course. You're going to craft and validate a problem statement that represents the need that entrepreneurial business is addressing in an urban community. You're going to apply design thinking methods to develop a solution to the problem that takes the form of a business opportunity. And you're going to create and document and analyze a business model. You're going to optimize that business model in relation to the market forces that exist out there, like competition and government regulation. And at the end of the course, you're going to create and deliver with your team members a persuasive business model presentation and an executive summary. So those are the things that we want you to get out of this course. The main things. There are going to be others as well, other skills and practices that we engage in over the course of the coming weeks. So again, bottom line, this course will prepare you to function as a leader or a team member in an entrepreneurial business, or to understand and appreciate entrepreneurial processes and mindset in whatever field you choose to pursue. And the course is broken down into 5 subject matter modules. Introduction and business models, that's the first section that we're in now. Community discovery, getting to know an urban community, what's involved in that community, getting to know entrepreneurs who are working in that community. So you're going to come out of that module with a much better understanding of urban entrepreneurship and urban entrepreneurs and some actual urban entrepreneurs. Then we're going to have a module on business opportunity identification. How do you go from a recognized problem in an urban setting to turning that problem into a business opportunity that you can use to effectively address that problem? And we're going to talk about business model generation, creating a business model to implement that business opportunity, and validating that business model to some extent to understand whether it will work or not. Validate and adjust the business model based on what you find. And then our last module is persuasion and execution. Once we have this business model, how do you go out there and persuade people that this is something that can work, whether you're trying to attract investment or employees, customers, for good community relations. We need to persuade people about this thing that we're doing. So that's the last module. So again, I'm not going to read the details of these, but you can see these modules and read what's going on at your leisure. You have all of this information in the Session 1 page. We're going to be doing some other things that are not on here as well. I'll try to add more detail to this information and to the syllabus in the next week or two, so you have a much clearer idea of the week by week things that we're going to be doing in the course. Okay? When we get down to the end of the term, we're going to have in session 13, we're going to have a presentation dry run that occurs just before Thanksgiving. Then you guys are going to go away. I'm not going to see you anymore because you're not coming back after Thanksgiving, but in session 14, you're going to have the final presentation pitched to a panel of community stakeholders. And again, this is going to be via Zoom this year, but that's going to be the culmination of the course. So we have some special considerations this fall in light of COVID, and you're seeing a lot of the same things in all of your courses. I'm sure you're sick of it by now, but this course is scheduled for 3 hours on Wednesday night, 6:30 to 9:30. We are not going to be sitting in here for 3 hours for our synchronous sessions. Most of our synchronous sessions are going to last much less than 3 hours because I'm setting things up so that you can do a lot of things outside the classroom, and we can use the classroom time for discussion and office hours as well. Most of our sessions are going to be conducted remotely. I'm not going to be coming in every week. We'll play it by ear, but I think it will be just as easy and productive to do most things remotely. You can see everybody, and I think we can work just fine that way. However, again, I think it's important to be face-to-face with those people who want to be face-to-face, at least on a few occasions, and so that's why it's a hybrid delivery. All of these synchronous lectures will be also provided as short video files, and they'll be on the page for that session, starting with session 1. We have this very important great activity associated with the course called the Urban Experience Tour. In the past, we've all gotten on the bus and we've taken this tour of Detroit. Of course, it's got to be virtual this time, but we're going to try to do some things that are actually interesting and better with the Urban Experience Tour, the virtual tour. And the good part is you won't have to give up a Saturday to take the tour as students have had to do in the past. The in-person classroom sessions will be available via the lecture capture system, so you'll be able to see those for the cases where we do have the in-classroom instruction. And it is very important that you complete the preparatory materials prior to the class so that we can maximize the use of the class time, the time we have together, again, for discussion and for office hours. So we're kind of doing a flipped classroom situation where a lot of the informative material will be delivered online before the session, and then we'll be using our time together more effectively. You can read up on the norms and expectations for the course. The main thing is that this is a new situation, in some ways difficult for everyone, and it's very important that we try to engage as much as possible in this online delivery situation, and pay attention and be present and participate in the sessions. We're not. I'm not going to say much more than that right now. And there are a few policies here. I try to have as few policies as necessary, but you can see what they are. And again, I'm going to adjust the office hours schedule as needed going forward. I want to get a feel for what you folks have for a schedule, and I'll make myself available for as much time as you need to be successful. And then I have a few keys for success here. I'm not going to again go and enumerate these. You can take a look at them at your leisure. I want you all to be successful in this course. I want you to again get out of it what you expect to get out of it. So if at any time you don't feel like you're getting it, or you don't feel like you're getting what you expect, and you don't feel like your objectives are being met, definitely get with me, and we will do our best to resolve that. So above all, let's have fun this semester, right? This is, again, it's a new situation, but we're going to make it better. We're going to make it work. We're going to have a great time in urban entrepreneurship this fall.